Hey, what's up, everybody? Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV, powered by stagefront VIP, being joined here in camp with Mr. David Benavidez, getting geared up for his second pay-per-view, going against Demetrius Andrade. Thanksgiving weekend in Showtime's final pay-per-view, man. The last one that they're doing, and you're the man to go ahead and end it with a bang. Just overall, David, just watching you in camp and seeing you in the last camp that you had with Caleb, how would you assess that camp and this camp?
I mean, the way I assessed the other camp, it was a great camp, probably the best camp I've had for my career and in that time. But since, I had a tough fight with Caleb Plant, I kind of had to find, I found a lot of stuff in myself that I'm really good at in the ring. I'm good at, cutting the ring down. So I'm kind of just worked more on those strengths for this fight because it's basically the same type of fighter. A guy that runs around a lot, that's really defensive. So, I mean, I'm going from that camp where I learned all that stuff, and I'm just translating it to this camp, and I'm learning more stuff. So I feel amazing. I feel like what you guys seen by the mitt work I was doing, we feel great, we feel strong. Last Friday we sparred 15 rounds, so we feel 100% ready right now, and I'm just ready to go out there and show the world what I'm made of November 25th. I
know with the Caleb fight, it was personal for you because there's a lot of beef there, and I noticed like the intensity was like a different level of intensity. Now with Demetrius, like it's kind of hard like not to dislike the guy because he's funny, he's like a little goofy sometimes, like he's happy-go-lucky. Is there any change in intensity, seeing that like there's not an extreme dislike for him?
No, honestly I feel like he's even in more danger because now I'm not wasting that time, that energy on basically bullshit. You have a beef like that, it's just bullshit. You guys are gonna fight anyways, but it makes you go into the ring with certain emotions that sometimes you want to just hit him with one big shot. With this fight, there's no hard feelings to Bivol Andre. I know he's a great fighter, but I feel like once I'm not in that cloud of hate in my head, I could really go to work and work on combinations and do, at the end of the day, just have fun. Let my combinations go freely and, just be who I am. You know what I mean? I think the last fight, I kind of got caught into that mode where I'm just trying to take his head off the first couple rounds, but then when it got to the 6th round, I'm letting my hands go. It was a completely different fight. So now that I know, how to handle that, and this fight is going, it's completely different, but it's still the same amount of intensity. Honestly, I'm working extremely hard, because I was really disappointed that I didn't get the knockout or the stoppage my last fight. So we're going to try extremely hard to get it this time.
Do you think, given his style, that you will be able to, and you kind of alluded to it, I don't know if you feel that like the moment he feels your combinations or your pressure that he's going to turn to, what he usually was early in his career, use his legs and box and move, but do you feel you can?
No, yeah, definitely. It's never been a problem for me. I mean, I'm not new to this. I've been boxing 23 years. I've sparred the best of the best. I've been fighting, really good fighters lately. Obviously, he's another step up in class because he's really good. But this is what I want. I don't run from a challenge. I bring it in, and I'm very excited to accept to fight and to get this challenge and prove everybody wrong. Because everybody likes to talk shit about me, saying I'm not this, I'm not that, but after I beat the fuck of whoever I have in front of me in the ring, they have nothing else to say to me, so I'm going to just keep shutting everybody's mouth up.
Have you visualized like how the fight's going to look in your mind, and how does it look?
Yeah, if you're a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter, that's the #1 key is visualization. Especially for me when I go on my long runs, I like to dissect everything in my head and, really go from round to round what I'm going to do. I mean, that's a good tip for young fighters coming up too. That's a really big part of it, visualization. Because if you could get it done in your head, once it gets to the fight, it's just automatic. So you just got to put the pieces in your head, put the game plan in, and then when you get in the ring, just follow the game plan.
So how does it look?
Me beating the fuck out of Bivol Andrade. That's exactly how it looks. Yeah.
Do you feel late round stoppage? Like, is it stopped in the middle?
I don't know. With me, I'm gonna strike the first chance I get. I don't know. We'll see how long he lasts, but he's not gonna last the whole fight. I promise you that. I feel great this fight. I feel really motivated, really conditioned really well. I think this camp I've thrown more combinations than I've thrown in any other camp. Every sparring session, we've had at least 10 amazing combinations in the whole in sparrings every single time. I'm not just talking about one time. I'm talking about how much times have we sparred? Like 30 times. Every one of those sparring sessions I've had amazing flurries, so I'm looking forward to having fun in this fight.
Yeah, you showed me that video of like the 60 punch combo.
20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Now it always surprises me, man, like your conditioning and your ability to throw all those punches. But when you look at Boo Boo, Is there anything that he brings to the table that you're kind of curious about? You're kind of like thinking like, I wonder how that is going to play with my style.
To be honest with you, I don't think like that. I don't think like, oh, that's going to be dangerous or not. I just look for his strong suits and his weak suits. If it's, a strong right hand, there's a couple ways we could evade with that. If there's a strong left hand, there's a couple ways we could evade and then come back with the counter. So it's just basically you setting the traps in play. He does a lot of stuff good, I'm not going to lie, but we have a lot of plans for him.
Also on the co-main event is going to be your brother taking on Jermall Charlo. Given the press conference, man, like people are hyped for not only your fight, but I feel like because it's so recent, it just happened, people are hyped for your brother's fight as well. Overall, what'd you make of the press conference that your brother had a few days ago with him virtually with Jermall Charlo, and your thoughts on the fight?
To be honest with you, I feel like Charlo's scared. He knows he's going to get knocked out. That's why he's just saying dumbass shit, but whatever. It's gonna be a good fight. Honestly, I'm a little bit jealous, and my brother gets to knock him out before me. You know what I mean? So, but we'll get to him soon. But it's gonna be a great night of boxing, man. November 25th, last pay-per-view is definitely gonna be a night to remember, and I'm just looking forward to going out and putting on a great performance for my family, my son. He always watches me, and the crowd, my boxing family. I really do have a lot to show to the boxing world, so I can't wait to show it.
Yeah, I'd put out fan questions for people to ask you, but one of them was like, do you wish like you and your brother could fight both of the brothers like on the same night? Like, what a card that would be.
That would be amazing. That would be definitely a dream come true. But we're getting there. The thing about this is that I want a lot of fighters to understand is if you want to be in a certain place, it's not going to happen overnight. It takes patience. Just look at me. I've been boxing since I was 3 years old. It's barely my second pay-per-view fight. I've been professional 10 years. So he's just patient. You got to stay patient, and the big fights will be made eventually.
Yeah, the big fight that everybody wants for you is obviously Canelo. You've been the mandatory for years now, like 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. Was there any indication when he signed the deal with PBC that they went to you and like, hey, David, it doesn't matter if it's the second fight or the third fight, but we plan on having him fight you one of these fights? To
be honest with you, nobody's ever told me that, PBC or anybody, but I just feel like it just makes sense in every category. The people want to see it. It's a great fucking fight to be made. And it makes sense for everybody. I feel like this brings boxing back. It's not saying that it's been gone, but, it's been coming back. Like you see the Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis. The boxing is growing as a whole because we're putting these great fights on. And this is the fight we need in the super middleweight division. I'm hungry. I'm very motivated. I'm excited for this, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm not going nowhere. That's what people ask me. Are you frustrated? I'm not frustrated because I'm gonna stay here. I'm not going nowhere. I'm barely turned 27 this year, on December. So I have at least 15 years left in boxing. I have 15 years left in boxing. These first 10 years we just blew by quick. So we got another 15. Now I know I'm really what I'm capable of. Now the stars. I'm gonna reach for the stars. I'll make all my deepest dreams come true.
Yeah, that was another one of the fan questions that came to me was if you can't get that fight, what other goals do you have? I know I spoke to you about before about maybe going up a weight class, but say the 3 fights happen and for some reason or another you can't get them. Like, I guess, is that in your mind? Like, what, if I can't get this dude, I'm just going to move up, fight better Bivol or Bivol?
If those fights don't happen, I think you have to question, the sanctioning bodies. What else could we gonna do? This is a fight everybody wants to see, and I'm #1 contender. It's not like I'm begging for something. Why is there title eliminators and why is there WBC interim belts if you're not gonna get the opportunity?
They're not like enforced.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I'll go up to if I can't get those fights, and I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But I see that weight class, I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you're a big kid, man. Even growing up, you were a bigger kid too. Like, do you see yourself going above 175?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely do think so. But we take it one step at a time. From 168, then go up to 175, and then we might end up at cruiserweight. But right now, I really got my eyes set on 175.
Heavyweight? You think heavyweight's ever possible?
I don't know.
No. That might be a bridge too far, David. I got to go through some of these notes that I have in here because there's one topic I did want to touch on you with. Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168. Would imagine, fans want to see you and Canelo even more. But did that kind of throw you off guard also?
Everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. But it's just a lot of money to be made with that fight. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. So I mean, I don't know. I don't want to keep speaking about that subject. We're ready for our fight November 25th, and we're gonna go put in work.
Since he's asking for the fight at 168, just curious, because he's calling out Canelo at 168. You're a 168 fighter, and I know it sounds crazy, but if he were to like turn around and be like, "Hey, yeah, I'll fight David."
Oh yeah, I'll be dope. I have a lot of respect for Terence Crawford, and just because I want to fight, if we would fight, doesn't mean we have hard feelings for each other. He's definitely a great fighter. I'd love to fight him.
That'd be crazy, man. Just the size difference wise, and just like seeing how like him being at 147 wanting to go up and fight at 168. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah. To be honest, I would love to see him fight Charlo, Terence Crawford, the one at 154. That would be a great fight, and hopefully get it made. Because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of boxing, and those are fights I want to see.
You know, speaking of just overall, you know, this camp, David, and your growth as a fighter as well. Like, how have you improved in your opinion in the last 6 months coming into this camp, both, you know, mentally and physically?
I've improved a lot. I feel like my state of I don't know, like your spiritual side, you know, it's making me more stronger, more disciplined, more dedicated. I think it's just me just having my family now and just looking at life in a different way. Really, it just made me not think about the now, but think about the future. And, you know, to me, to be where I want to be, I have to be a disciplined and dedicated man. And, you know, at the end of the day, I also want to be, you know, a leader to my teammates too. You know, if they need anything, I could teach them. And that's just really what I want to be. I want to be positive and be the best version of myself I could be.
Good. I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick thing with you. I put out fan questions for you, so I want to get some of the questions in. And it's not going to be a lot. It's just going to be like 2 or 3 for you, David. But, you know, I just want to go ahead and interact with our community here and ask you some of the questions that they had for you. One of which is, let's see here. don't die on us. Yeah, David. Okay, for you, David, you get to steal one aspect of another fighter's game, past or present, and hand it to yourself. What fighter would it be, and what part of their game would it be?
It would be James Toney with the shoulder roll defense, and I could do a lot of these. I'll do the pullback right hand, Mayweather's pullback right hand, Golovkin's jab, Julio Cesar Chavez's left hook to the body. You know, this is regular stuff for a lot of fighters too, that they got to know their history. That, you know, that's, if you really look at it, you look at every single fighter does something good. So if you're a smart fighter, you study everything that these fighters do and apply it to your own game. You know, that's how you learn. But those are definitely the top 4 that I would pick.
Nice, man, nice. This is from Duck. It's a weird name that some of these guys have, but which fighters, if any, do you draw most inspiration from? Are there, and I think you just kind of mentioned it about like specific fighters and what styles you've borrowed from, but I guess you as a fighter, who have you drawn the most inspiration from?
As a fighter, you know, I've drawn, obviously, I love a lot of boxers. I love Oscar De La Hoya, Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, Marco Antonio Barrera, Julio Cesar Chavez, Morales, Aaron Pryor, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler. This is all the greats, bro. Like I really am a boxing enthusiast, and I love boxing. So all the boxers, all the legendary boxers I've gone and I've watched every single one of them my whole life. I still do now. You know, I still do now. So I find a lot of inspiration from those fighters.
Okay, this one is, I'll ask Jose this question too, but this question was, as you get older and your body matures, is it still easy for you to make 168? You kind of alluded to this too, that you are open to moving up, but yeah, how hard is it to make 168? So,
oh, you guys keep asking me the same shit. I've been making this weight for 10 years.
Well, you're growing, right?
It's to be honest with you, bro. The only reason dieting is, the only reason making weight gets hard if you don't follow a diet recipe, because it really is. Also, a thing is that a lot of people don't lose weight, don't know how to cut weight. You gotta fill yourself up with water every day. I've been drinking 2 gallons of water for the past 3 months. So when it's time to lose weight and get all that water weight out, you do in the last week, you cut all the water out, and then you lose 15 to 20 pounds of water. You know,
it's like a flush.
It's a flush, yeah, it's a flush. People don't know how to lose weight, and you know, sometimes a lot of people, they get injured or they go to the fucking hospital because they don't know how to lose weight. I mean, it really is a science to lose weight. But if, you know, I've been on my diet for the past 2 months and a half. My last fight, I made weight comfortably. I think I was on weight 2 days before. I've been doing that, you know, since I had that, I missed weight that one time. You know, I learned the recipe and I got it, you know, good. And now we don't have no problem losing weight. Obviously, it's not hard. It's just that you got to do all the work. You know what I mean? But it shouldn't be hard. I mean, this is what we do. We're professional boxers. We work out and we work hard every single day. So it's not hard. You just got to do the work.
Another one for you, David, just because of the combinations that you throw. You know, does your above average output rate come from conditioning, training, or natural ability, physical attributes that allow you to have a high work rate?
So also, too, one of the guys that I didn't put in that list that you told me for the people I gained inspiration from is Manny Pacquiao, too. I wouldn't say it's not natural ability. It's not it is conditioning, too, but it's also the subconscious mind. I watch Pacquiao all day. So, like, what happens when you look at something all day, like, I want to be like him. So you watch it so much until it gets in the subconscious mind, and when you get in there, you let go. You know what I mean? And I've never let my size discourage me from throwing a lot of punches. You know, I've always that's the type of style I've always liked, throwing punches and bunches, and you've seen it through my whole career. So as you get older, you need to learn yourself and what makes you tick and what you like to do and what type of fighter you are. And I love throwing combinations, so I always throw combinations. You know, you always see me do my flurries on that's something I love to do. So now it's just in my subconscious. This is something I love to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now that I think about it, when you were a kid, you were watching Manny training at Wildcard, so I would imagine that made like a big impression on you.
Yeah. I love Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is just ferocious. The way he throws his combinations is unlike anything else. But it's not impossible to do if you try to do it yourself. The only thing is that when you throw a lot of punches like that, the thing is not throwing the punches, it's getting back in position and putting your hands back up. That's what people don't understand. So if you get that down, then you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Just have fun with it. But yeah, that's just the way I like how to fight. I feel like I get a lot of I get a lot of satisfaction out of hitting like 6-7 punch combinations, and that's what I like to do.
It's like a video game. Yeah, no, it really is. You know, last one for me, David. Like I mentioned, Showtime's going away. HBO's gone now. It's kind of like a weird position that the sports and even for like fans are kind of like wondering, like, hey, what the hell's going on? Like you as a fighter, like, do you get that same like wonder, like, yo, what's going on with everything? Like, what's happening?
To be honest with you, I was talking to Sports Illustrated about that yesterday, and just the way seeing how everything is going, I think boxing is evolving into something different. You know, you see the YouTubers fight, the celebrities boxing fight, and those guys are pulling in big numbers. Plus, you already got, you know, the traditional boxing, great fighters. So I feel like what's going to happen is that maybe everything's going to merge into one. You know, you hear that, I probably shouldn't say that. You know, obviously some boxing companies are losing money, so maybe everybody gets together and it makes boxing a bigger entity and stronger as a whole. So, I mean, hopefully that's what happens. We could get all these fights happening and there's no more, you know, promoter this, promoter that. So, and we might get some YouTuber fights on the card, some great, you know, some really great fights. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that just brings more fans and more eyeballs to the sport, and that's at the end of the day what we really want. So I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know where we're gonna end up at, but we're gonna keep working hard, and we're gonna make sure we still continue to be in the sport.
All right, good stuff, David. Good checking in with you. Appreciate the time, man. This man right here, pay-per-view for the second time, going against Demetrius Andrade in Las Vegas.